Guys, back in today with another reaction on the channel, and today I'll be reacting to the first episode of Baccano. Funny enough, I mentioned this story in one of my other videos I decided to watch this show because I actually found a note on my phone in my notes page from, I think it was 6 years ago, with like planning to watch, like a planning to watch list, and top of that list was Baccano. Obviously I didn't even get around to it in the time I've watched anime, which is about seven or so years. So yeah, that's where I decided to watch this show. Also quite a big fan of Do Ra Ra Ra, and I'm not sure if the creator is the same for both of the series, but stylistically they look very similar at the very least from the studio, so should enjoy the show quite a bit. I've heard very good things about it. I've heard very good things about the dub of this show, which I am going in with a sub just because that is my kind of default, but might have to check out the dub as well, because as I did mention, I've heard very good things about that. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this first episode in the comment section. Me personally, what I'm expecting here, just to pause that again for a sec, I'm expecting maybe something similar to Do Ra Ra Ra, maybe less in the kind of organised crime kind of gang type of way, but more so maybe like investigative kind of crime. Well, I guess that does kind of go hand in hand with Do Ra Ra, but in a different, maybe a more refined kind of crime and detective kind of investigation stuff, just purely based off what I've seen from the key visuals. As I said, I'm going in pretty blind to this, so yeah, looking forward to it. Again though, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And it looks like we're going to get straight into the opening here, which I've also heard is a banger. Some classic chocolates. Don't see bars look like that nowadays, do you? Not in the UK anyway. Okay, no lyrics to the opening. Oh, there is some. So yeah, it looks like we've got some like gambling. It all looks very serious, doesn't it? And Guns N' Roses. Really? Never listened to too much Guns N' Roses. But these guys are scarred as hell. So yeah, this is a very similar intro to Do Ra Ra Ra, isn't it? Seems like the layout. So I have got to assume that it is by the same creator. Oh, the Ouroboros right there. Okay. Yeah, I was just about to say, it does kind of look like some kind of high society kind of crime investigative thing, doesn't it? But will it be that? Probably not. how my foretelling of things goes. – 1930. Oh, that's a set way in the past. Or there might be a pot of gold there. Interesting question. Yeah. I'm kind of more in line with her train of thought. These guys like news reporters or something? Daily Days, yeah. So it's some kind of newspaper company. Yeah, we're really going back now. Flying Pussyfoot. Okay. Oh, there's those scarred people. Wow, this is really. I mean, I know what I just said about it being like a high society kind of drama investigation stuff. It does look like it will be investigated. It seems like a story that's going to span a lot of time. Holy crap! I'm really impressed in that manner. It seems like it's a story that's going to pick up in multiple kind of time periods, and then we'll kind of be involved in some kind of deeper mystery or something. You guys know I love my mysteries and stuff like that. Probably a subconscious reason again why I picked this show to watch next. Um, but yeah, really impressed at seemingly the scale of what we're going to be covering here. Stuff like this is just epic, isn't it? It's just literally like the definition of epic. Massive story that goes across almost over 200 years. And a lot of our characters are going to be, yeah, I was not expecting that. Okay. That's not out of 156. The Jokers. So yeah, it looks like there'll be also multiple main characters, all told from this room. Oh Jesus Christ! What the fuck? It's fucked up. The capo. What the hell? It's just crazy. Crazy, bruh. So every part of this story is within this room, is what you're kind of telling me as well. It's accessible to these two reporters. Oh, that's cute. Maybe it's not. Maybe not so cute. Ooh, what the fuck? There's supernatural stuff going on here as well. I was judging by how we started, I was expecting to be very grounded and realistic. What the hell? The Martillo family. What the hell? We got superpowers here. Jesus. They're just mobbing everything. Martillos. That family we just heard about. Caragisio. So is this Italy? Honestly, the extent of Italy I've seen in media is literally just. It's not even in Italy, but the Godfather movies. Like some of it's in Italy, but for someone that's when it started. Okay, I mean, it makes points here, doesn't it? Story starts with different people at different points, and there's the variations between stories. Yeah. Okay. So again, this is going to be a huge compilation of different people's perspectives of stories, all coming together to create a bigger one. You got to forgive me if I do pause quite often because it seems like it might be quite hard to keep up with. So many storylines going on at once. Alice. Well, you guys literally are in my story. You're the star. What'd that say? The vice president doesn't. The vice president doesn't say anything about the possibility of him being the main character. Are you telling me that's a boy? That was surely a little girl, right? Surely. I mean, it's a female voice actor, got girl's clothes on. Surely that's a girl, right? I mean, I know in some subtitles, I imagine the subtitles are good here. This show's been out for like 20 years almost, so you'd think after 20 years there'd be some good subtitles. It might just be one of those things where I literally watched Train to Busan day before yesterday and cried my heart out at the end. Love that movie. Um, and sometimes with foreign languages it does kind of mix up, where it's he or she, because in some languages they don't actually use like he or she. They don't have those kind of terms to referring to women or men. Might be a situation like that here, I guess. I'm not really sure, but surely that's a little girl, right? But yeah, I mean, that is the case. In our story, in our version of this story, they are the. I'm not sure if they're the main characters, but they are where the story starts. As I said, it kind of seems like we're going to have a bunch of main characters, which is really cool. Dallas Genoa. That doesn't strike me as the brightest guy, does he? Also, gotta say, there's been a lot of brutality at the start of this. What does that mean? The fuck? What do you mean turn into a honeycomb? What's a honeycomb? Must be some kind of slang for something, right? I we just saw what happened to this guy. He's got his fingers cut off and they just grew back. You know. Something crazy happens on that train as well, though, right? What we just heard. Hmm. So, as I said a minute ago, you don't expect me to keep up with absolutely everything on this first watch through. Probably this might be a show that I watch twice. One episode, obviously initially reacting to it, and then afterwards, second time by myself. When they say that, you most definitely are. Mortals. Oh, fucking hell, this guy's still alive. Napping on the job. But he is immortal as well. Hence why he had those thoughts towards death. Interesting. Well, I mean, he obviously changed to become immortal, so I wonder what caused that. So these guys are immortal as well? Is that a family of vampires or something? Well, what's going on with the supernatural stuff here? We all knew this guy was surviving. Yeah, what's the deal? Oh, this isn't who I thought it was. Well, that was the guy. So many of these. And they all seem to be like the main characters. These are mortal being people. This is the guy I was about to say, like, we knew he was surviving. Very interesting. Maybe they've all made some kind of like deal with the devil or something. Don't know. Yeah, this is much more impressive that the fucking book guy's still alive, survived all that. You know the deal. How do you fight this off as the mob? How do you fight off people you can't kill? It's like the ultimate kind of antithesis to the mob. They last resort, they just kill people, sort out their issues. Can't do that here. Ventatious. Something, yeah. I've also got to say the amount of incredible voice actors in this show is quite incredible. There's already so many top talents here. Oh my god. What the hell? This is crazy. It's a lot to keep up with. This is fucking hell. So did we not see those guys in the 1700s? So maybe it is like some kind of vampiric thing. I don't know. I mean, they're all out in sunlight, but sometimes there isn't like. Sometimes you can bend the rules a little bit of stuff like that. I feel like it's not vampires, but something similar perhaps. But these guys are like cowboys. He looks like a cowboy right there. So yeah, so all sorts of people from all sorts of different time periods getting turned immortal. Fucking yeah. What is next? Yeah, thank you guys for watching. As I said, a lot to keep up with there. A lot of characters introduced. Again, same thing with Durara. There's a lot of characters, a lot of. It never like it had main characters, but it focused a lot on the side cast as well. This very much seems in a very similar nature. There were some characters we didn't even see, like that guy, that rugged-looking guy. But yeah, with Durara, it was a lot to keep up with as well in terms of like the characters and the drama and the relationships and their stories. So I imagine it will be the same here. Might be even harder, purely based off this start and there being less episodes. But as I said, it does strike me as something I'll probably have to watch a couple times. Lovely, lovely ending song here. Lovely ending song. I like that a lot. Okay, so yeah, I can't even lie to you guys. I'm already feeling overwhelmed at the sheer amount of characters we got going on here. Really good start though. I like this a lot. Again, I like the premise. We did kind of cut away from these guys halfway through, didn't we? Like them talking about the story. Checking they're kind of involved in maybe Immortal as well, perhaps. These reporters. But yeah, as I said, we've got people. Maybe it's not a story spanning over. Again, it's hard to judge because I've only seen one episode, but it could be the case of. I said earlier, it could be a story where we pick up at multiple points from like the 1700s, 1900s, and I think that might happen. We might have like flashbacks to like the 1700s, but it's more so that the characters are from that period and their stories are being told even throughout the 1900s because they're immortal. And yeah, we're going to get a bunch of different kind of perspectives on a very similar story that they're all involved in. It's going to be interesting to see how they all kind of came together. It seems that everybody that does have this kind of immortal ability are in cahoots and are as kind of one gang, you could say. And they are all at odds with the Italian mafia. who were just gunning down everything and everyone. It should be interesting in that regard. I haven't seen too many mafia movies and such. I've seen a few of like the classics. Scarface, if you can say that's, I'm not sure that's about mafia, but like Goodfellas, Casino, Godfather. Like I like my mafia and kind of crime kind of movies and stuff like that. The Departed's a really good one. And yeah, I like my stuff like that. So I'm really interested in that side of things. It looked like we saw the kind of boss of the mafia. If I can get him up. Talking to, yeah, this guy seems like he's like the boss. Like I can't remember what they call him. But he's like the head, perhaps. The one who gives the orders to everyone. Seems like a very stern character. That's something that they really portrayed really well in this episode, was the aura the characters gave off. I know that word's thrown about nowadays, but the kind of the feeling this guy gives off, just like his face there, is just like stern and kind of just like a brick wall. And yeah, I feel like he's maybe like the head of the Italian mafia here. He was just again shooting up everybody. He's got that kind of. I haven't played. What's that game with Raiden from Metal Gear Rising? I haven't actually played that game. I've seen like the final boss fight, and he kind of reminds me of the final boss, the jacked up guy with the glasses. He kind of reminds me of, like, he's got a similar kind of aura to him. Not sure if you guys feel the same about that, but yeah, I think that's one of, like, if I haven't played the early Metal Gear Solid games, I really need to. But yeah, need to check out some of those. But yeah, as I said, just a lot going on here, a lot of characters to keep up with. So we got these guys telling the story that's easy enough to kind of keep up with. They're just like reporters that have got all of these materials available to them throughout history that recollects memories and stories of the people that we've been seeing, the immortal people, we'll call them. And I like these two. These two are quite cute, aren't they? But got a lot of personality. Brought some interesting points as well about kind of knowledge and what to make of things, and that whole kind of rainbow analogy I thought was really interesting. These guys look like they'll be a lot of fun. These jokers, I think they were in the opening. These two look like they might be two of my favourite characters, just purely based off how fun they seem. So they're kind of again jokers, which they kind of steal things, and are thieves, I think they said. Yeah, an eccentric pair of robbers. I think these two are probably like quite a lot. And I think in that scene they were faced by like 20 people, and then to kind of they probably maybe got caught robbing or something, so someone threw like a spear at them, and then they done the magic trick of his ear, returned back to normal, and then maybe everyone was wowed or maybe even scared, and they just got away from that. Who knows? This, I think they said this was like the 1700s where we saw these characters, and we saw them in the kind of current date. So this guy has been around for a long time. The guy with the kind of branding scar tattoo thing on his face here. And I did notice this, some kind of demonic ritual thing on the boat. So I did mention earlier, maybe this is again some kind of like deal with the devil, some kind of ritual that they use to make people immortal. Not sure why else it would have shown this. So yeah, some obviously demonic stuff going on here, it seems like. But this guy was about during the time of pirates, so this guy's been around, yeah, since for some time as well. And the guy on the right here, the kind of darker skinned guy, has also got some kind of like tattoo branding scar things on his face as well. As I'd mentioned, I do want to spend some time on this because there is a lot to uncover and kind of deal with here, isn't there? So this guy, so they're not all kind of working together, is maybe what you're telling me? This guy in the white here also seems like an immortal. I mean, he fucking slit that woman's throat with his bone from his arm, which was pretty fucking awesome, I have to say. But he seems like an absolute jackass, and he killed this kid, but the kid is also one of these immortals. So they're both immortal. So what I said earlier about every one of them being on the same side, they're not all on the same side, or maybe it was just a playful thing of he knew he would survive, so that's why he done it. Let's go back and watch this with the new context. Suffering with cursed destiny. Jesus. I mean, even if he's immortal and survived this, that's still ruthless to see a kid getting shot like that. Brilliant young capo. The Gandor's family's brilliant young. See, I'd like to Google this and look who we're actually specifically talking about here, but I'll probably get spoilers come up, so I won't do that. Are they talking about the guy with the Dio's voice actor there, presumably? Sure. So yeah, this guy, he was part of the, it's not the Castillo family, but the Pario Castillo, something like that family this guy's part of. Some kind of family that the guy with Dio's voice actor didn't want to get involved in all of this. But they seem quite chummy, they seem quite friendly, so they've definitely got some history between them, haven't they? That was just the example of the kind of immortality going on there. We had some more kind of mob instance. And there was that scene with the meat I was talking about. Is that not? So yes, I mean this is slightly hard for me to tell what's going on here because again this guy, again the name's going to be a miss, so apologies. But this guy was the guy that also got shot up by sorry about that. Yeah, he got shot by the mob in that library, right? But we see him here with them. So I'm not 100%. Maybe that was a different gang that shot him up. It's kind of hard to tell because they all do look very similar with like the black hats and the suits. But yeah, if any of you guys can help me out on that one, that would be appreciated. If any of you guys can help me out in general, I'd appreciate it. No spoilers, of course, please. Just because I do want to keep. I do want to figure out some things as it goes on and such. We didn't really see too much of this. That was the Gennard guy or something, right? Dallas. That's his sister. Dallas. I don't think we saw too much of that, did we? We heard about it. Dallas Gennard. And these guys are going after him to kill him, to get him dead or alive, because he wants presumably vengeance for this guy killing people in his family. We had the library meeting. And we had these guys trying to cover up the train incident. But we did see that the boy and the guy in the white suit did survive that train incident. I think I'm much more okay with the stuff at the end. It was the stuff at the start in the first half of this episode, because it was only just starting, that did feel a bit harder to take in. But I think I'll wrap my head around it more as we go along. As I said, if the second half felt a little bit more digestible, but still lots to kind of figure out here for me, like the kind of character relationships and dynamics between the groups and which groups are which as well. For example, like that was the guy on the pirate ship, right? yeah, might seem again, this initial reaction might seem very surface level for the moment. As I said, there's not too much I can actually infer here, but really enjoyed it. It kind of feels a little bit like a David Lynch type movie where not everything is kind of spelled out and given to you, especially right off the bat. But and maybe not to that degree of kind of ambiguousness. There probably is like a kind of a popular kind of consensus for what the story's about and what it's trying to say, but for now it kind of feels in that kind of same kind of vagueness to me right off the bat, and I really like that. Like I said, I really like a mystery. I like my mob stuff, so really good start. Even though I don't fully comprehend it, I can still appreciate it. That is a really good start. Some really interesting characters. Again, the voice acting talent here is incredible. There's so many fucking awesome voice actors. There's a lot of characters I look like are like, I think especially again the Joker pair from the intro really stand out a lot to me. These guys stand out as two characters that I probably really enjoy. So yeah, looking forward to seeing more. Again, if any of you guys can help me without spoiling in the comments, I would very much appreciate that. And I'm definitely going to watch this episode again afterwards. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions though. I'll be covering this as I did with Natsume a couple times a week during this season. It's only 12 episodes, so that probably will be for the remainder of the season. I'll be covering it like that. And I think there is some specials for this as well, so I'll watch them when it is appropriate. So yeah, again, thank you guys very much for watching, and have a good rest of your day.